There's so many amazing incidents in his life where he would emulate the sunnah and follow the sunnah in all circumstances. So we learn this. Sahaba didn't teach us that when in Rome, do as the Romans do. No. What we learn in the lives of Sahaba radiallahu anhum is wherever we are in the world, do as Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam did. Even if we happen to end up in Rome. وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فِي الرُّومِ افْعَلْ كَمَا فَعَلَ نَبِيُّنَا صلى الله عليه وسلم. This is interestingly, in Sunan ibn Majah, Hasan Basri, rahimahullah, narrates about Hazrat Ma'aqil. Now, subhanAllah, Hazrat Ma'aqil served Allah's deen greatly in Basra. So Hazrat Hasan Basri grew up in front of Hazrat Salama radiallahu anha, and then he also went with his family, Hasan bin Yasar, his father Yasar, and his mother Khaira, and they went to Basra. Anyway, whilst Hazrat Ma'aqil was the leader, the governor of Basra, and he was having meals one day with others, and the morsel fell. So he picked it up and he just cleaned it and he ate it. And there were some bishops there, and they were like amazed and looking at each other and staring at him. فَتَغَامَزَ بِهِ الدَّهَاقِينَ, the bishops, the Christian people there, and they're looking at him. And then someone tapped him and said, "May Allah bless the Amir, these dahaqeen, bishops and seniors of the community, looking at you, that how could you have picked up a morsel when there's so much of food?" So he said, "How can I ever leave the sunnah of my Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam for anybody? Inni lam akun li'ada'a ma sami'tu min Rasulillahi sallallahu alaihi wasallam lihadihi al-a'ajim." For the non-Muslims who don't know, how can I leave my Nabi's sunnah? And we were taught, if the morsel falls, we should pick it up, verify if there's anything harmful, any dirt in it, and if not, clean it and eat it. And do not leave it, وَلَا يَدَعْهَا لِلشَّيْطَانِ. Don't leave it for the devil. That's one meaning. Meaning maybe the devil wants to eat it, wallahu alam. Or don't leave it due to the insinuation of the devil, that the devil wants us to mock and belittle Allah's bounty, and because of him, we mustn't leave it. We must uplift the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Subhanallah. So amazing. Hazrat Ma'aqil teaches this despite him being surrounded by non-Muslims. But this was how Sahaba har hal mein hudur ke sunnat. Amazing is Qadi Abu Bakr Baqillani rahmatullah alayhi, when he was welcomed by the Roman emperor, and when he went to meet, and he was sent by the Abbasid dynasty and the Buwayhis, and he went to converse and dialogue concerning the beauty of Islam. And we find this in our history. Many ulama went to the Romans, went to the Christians, and dialogued with them and spoke to them. Hazrat Maulana Rahmatullah Kiranwi in India, Hazrat Maulana Qasim Nanotwi Rahmatullah Ali, how they dialogued and discussed and explained Islam to the non-Muslims. So here Qadi Abu Bakr Baqillani, a 5th century scholar, 1,000 years ago, when he arrives there, they give him a suite to stay in, to wait. And they give him the times, and he said that which times he can make it and which times are prayer times and so forth. And then they wanted him to dress in a certain way, and he refused. He says, we are Muslims. We emulate the sunnah of our beloved sallallahu alaihi wasallam in all circumstances. We don't go into environments and become like people. No. Wherever environment Allah takes us, dawat ke niyat se jana. Go with the niyat of dawat and give dawat to everyone. And we learn from our pious, who learn from the Sunnah Mubarakah. And what our elders say from Quran and Sunnah, they teach us, agar hum da'i nahi honge, to mad'u banenge. If we're not going to be da'i and invite and influence and inspire, then we would be influenced and affected by the forces of batil around us that are advocating to us all the time. And this is what we learn from Hazrat Ma'aqil radiallahu anhu. He didn't feel shy to pick up that morsel. My mother, my sister, my brother, encourage your child. Don't become like the Western civilization and society. That is not civilization, that is backwardness. Read their awkwardness in history. Islam liberated the world. Our children shouldn't feel shy to sit down and eat, and to say Bismillah and eat, to wash our hand before we eat, to eat with the right hand. And our children should exhort and inspire even their school friends or whichever environment they are in. Inspire our children to be da'i in every environment, my mother, my sister. It comes from you, from the home. It will have an impact. Ingrain that in your child. From young, it'll create an indelible mark, inshallah, where your child will inspire the world like Sahaba Kiram radiyallahu anhum. Another amazing incident. Qurra bin Iyas Muzani says, he says, I was with Hazrat Ma'aqil bin Yasar radiyallahu anhu, and we were passing, one route, and we were on the road, and we passed something harmful on the road. Adhan, this is in Sahih Imam Bukhari's Adab al-Mufrad. And he removed that harmful thing from the road. So, after some time, he saw me also do the same. Something, maybe a banana peel or a nail or a branch that was, sticking out from somewhere that could have hurt people. Today's time, a piece of metal from somewhere and so forth. So he asked me, Yabna Akhi, my child, my nephew, what made you do this? So I said to him, Uncle, I saw you doing it, so I did the same. So he was so happy that he sees his student emulate and do the same. And he says, I heard Rasulullah say, Man amata adhan an tariq al-muslimin. The one who removes anything harmful that can harm people from the way, that's a means of goodness for him. A good deed would be recorded for him. And the one who a good deed is accepted of his, he would get Jannah. Kutibat lahu hasana, wa man tuqabbilat minhu hasana, dakhala al-Jannah. So subhanallah, may Allah give us tawfiq also to emulate the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam in all circumstances. Even teach our children the sunnah when eating. Encourage them to clean their plate. The hadith of Hazrat Nubaysha radiyallahu anhu, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the one who eats on a plate and cleans his plate, istaghfarat lahu al-qas'a. The plate will make istighfar for him. The other hadith in Sunan ibn Majah states that the plate will say, may Allah save you from hell. You've saved me from the hands of the devil. أَعْتَقَكَ اللَّهُ مِنَ النَّارِ كَمَا أَعْتَقْتَنِي مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ. Exhort our children to appreciate what is presented to them. Remind them of our children in Palestine, in Gaza. Allahu Akbar. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Hazrat Abu Hurairah's hadith, الطَّاعِمُ الشَّاكِرْ كَالصَّائِمِ الصَّابِرِ. The one that eats and thanks Allah gets the reward of a fasting person making sabr. Sahaba say eating after another person on the same plate exhorts and brings about humility. Ali radiallahu anhu said, Imam Ghazali brings amazing experiences of scholars that when we eat what has fallen and we eat it, Allah, that becomes a means of Allah giving us pious, beautiful, well-formed children.